Good afternoon, Galaxy. Greetings from Cyberstan. I'm Hugh Piercing with Cyberstan Civil Broadcasting. It's time for our midday update. Your attention is now mandated. Instruments are telling me it's gotten warmer somehow. I'm looking at a downright beautiful 4 degrees over freezing. Unseasonal weather aside, I'm sure you're all much more interested in some news. With the retreat of the so-called Great Host fully realized, High Command is wasting no time in beginning reconstruction efforts all across the megacities in the wake of the Illuminate invasion. While the true death toll will likely be impossible to report, hopes are high that with renewed public support, the damage may be totally mitigated within the next few years, and all cities back to projected growth estimates within a mere century. Thousands of displaced survivors have already enlisted for a chance to strike back, and thousands more have volunteered for the newly formed Reconstruction Corps, who are already beginning to sift through the rubble. I'll keep you all updated on reconstruction efforts as more details become available, but full restoration is already well on its way. For the Helldivers, though, there is no rest for the righteous. Seizing the opportunity presented by the Illuminate invasion, the Automatons launched a cowardly attack across the entire front, no doubt hoping to sate their tyrannical ambitions with what they thought was easy prey. Sadly for them, the Automatons have been caught off guard by the sudden deployment of the Helldivers, still enraged from the invasion of Super-Earth. Attempted invasions on Curia and Zosma have already been repulsed with the assistance of the DSS, and Helldivers seem to hold a grudge for the notorious Incineration Corps, who they've been hunting all across the Gallard sector. On the flip side, local news continues to be sparse, I'm afraid. We've attempted to reconnect with a few of our orbital satellite systems, but we didn't get anything back but static. Best guess says that the automaton orbital traffic has knocked it all out of alignment, assuming they weren't destroyed outright. But that's an us problem. Let's hear from all those lovely people out there in the galaxy. Again, a big thank you to everybody who's been putting letters into our station. It's been helping keep us, well, it's been keeping me busy. David has enough problems just keeping the old tower running with all the traffic we've been putting through her. Our first letter here today is from one Miss Lola Caliburn. She's a Class B citizen from Polaris Prime, and writes, "Hello, Mr. Pearson. I had a question for your station, if you don't mind me asking. My local Ministry of Truth office says you might be the best person to ask, but I had some friends on Cyberstan who were trapped there when the automatons invaded. Do you know of any other groups of survivors out there? I want to hold out hope, but I think I should be realistic. All the best." Well, thank you for your letter, Miss Caliburn. I'm afraid communications have been spotty ever since the initial invasion. No, I do know that there was an SEAF holdout in one of the sub-districts, but I'm afraid that was weeks ago. If I hear anything, though, you folks at home will be the second people to know. It would be nice to know if we're alone on this rock. Moving right along, our second letter today is from the remarkably hardy Helldiver of Vernon Wells, the one and only Scrappy. Some of you folks may remember him from last week's broadcast. Scrappy writes, "Hey there, Mr. Hugh." "Hey, Scrappy. Yeah, so thanks for trying. I appreciate it. Democracy bless your heart, I'm even more glad to see this rinky-dink dish of mine actually managed to send a signal. It's been a few months by now, but I managed to set up some rudimentary housing. When the tin cans aren't around, it's not all that bad. My FRV is really coming in handy, and, well, from one man stuck with the bots to another, I raise my cup to you and your heroic attempts to keep broadcasting, even from Cyberstan. Hang in there, and I'll try to as well." Well, it's good to hear you're still alive and kicking, Scrappy. You take care out there, my friend. Liberty willing, we'll all be somewhere much more comfortable this time next year. And we were actually lucky enough to get a third letter in this week. This one's from a Jonathan Doe, who is a very real and fleshy Class D citizen from Penta. They write, "Sorry if this is invasive, but could we ask for a few factoids, fun or otherwise, about you and David? It would be nice to know a little more about the humans trying to keep the CCB broadcast alive. Well, I'll admit your name is unusual. I don't think there's any harm in a few tidbits. Let's see. Well, David and I are both Cyberstan natives. His family's been here since before the First Galactic War. I'm third generation myself. Granddad was one of the Helldivers who liberated it from cyborg control, and he decided it would be a nice enough place to settle down once the war was over. Fun facts. Well, David mixes a mean martini, though he will never admit it. As for myself, yeah, I got nothing. Sorry. Never managed to do much with myself before this radio gig. Not everybody's cut out to be a helldiver, you know? Hey, thanks for asking. Hopefully you're having a good time out there. For our closing notes to this week's broadcast, I have a bulletin provided to me by the Ministry of Truth. As the reconstructions on Super Earth continue, citizens are to expect minor disruptions in scheduling to most non-essential broadcasts. Currently, the most impacted channels are sadly expected to be children's entertainment and local news. Jen Shriver, the Science Divers Season 8 premiere has been delayed as a result. The Ministry apologizes for any disappointment or inconvenience. This brings our mandated detention period to a close. Have a safe stay, folks. Until next week, I've been Hugh Piercing, and you're listening to Cyberstan Civil Broadcasting.
Cyberstan Civil Broadcasting is a lawful subsidiary of the Super Earth Ministry of Truth, under the correctness of civilian broadcasting.
And with a bit of music to send us off today, I've got one of my favorites. Here's Cyberstan's own Katarina Casanova with her chart-topping ballad, Snow in the Servo Motors.